What's going on, guys? ChillisFM here, taking a look at one of my strongest Ultra League teams of this season. I've kind of been slacking on putting out some Ultra League teams because the queues have been a little bit rough at my elo every time Ultra League is around, or there's been just good cups that I wanted to play alongside it. And so it's taken me some extra time to really figure out a team that I liked. However, I figured this team out the last 2 days of Ultra League. Last rotation, I tried it out again when Ultra League came back yesterday, and I absolutely love it. It's a lot of fun to play, and it works really well. On the lead, we're going to be running Shadow Typhlosion. This thing's an absolute monster, incinerates chunk absolutely everything. It's great against the Verizions, the Steelix, all the fairy types out there as well. It's a good core breaker as well. I mean, it even wins against Feraligatr in the 1s and the 2s, which is just crazy, right, as a fire type. As my closer, I'm running Galarian Moltres. If you don't have one, of course, you can use Mandibuzz, very similar, typing. Of course, they're the same typing, and then they both have dark and flying type attacks. Galarian Moltres, of course, has Ancient Power, which can help against a Talonflame, but we have pretty good coverage for Talonflame on this team anyways. As my safe swap, I am using Golisopod. I think Golisopod is the better safe swap right now over Feraligatr. I have Arrow Ace on it just for the better Verizion matchup. You don't really need it. You could run X-Scissor. I think X-Scissor is definitely the more energy efficient move, but I had Arrow Ace already, so I was like, you know what, let's just stick with it and see what happens, and I actually liked it on this team. So, use whichever one you want. Let's go ahead and get into some of these battles. Go ahead and leave a like and a comment down below if you want to help this channel grow. Alright, into the first one, up against a Bellibolt, which I've seen only a few times in the Ultra League. Crazy enough, I saw it twice in 2 sets, and it was by different trainers. They went to 7 Thundershocks, meaning this can only be a parabolic charge, which does do a lot of damage, but it's not a Zap Cannon, right? So we don't have to shield. I'm going to go ahead and throw one Incinerate and then the Blast Burn for proper timing. And they will be able to outpace to the second parabolic charge, which I will have to shield. That is going to be their cheapest move. It has a chance of raising their defense. They don't get the defense boost there. This is a pretty dumb bait because they're going to outpace regardless, and they end up calling it. So yeah, just a bad bait on my end. But regardless, we get them down to like 4 HP. We can just Sucker Punch that down in 1 Sucker Punch. So very cool. We're aligned to be able to Brave Bird something if it comes in, and there it is. There's the Verizion. So Moltres doesn't necessarily have the greatest matchup in like the 2 shields, but in the 1 shield, this is perfectly fine. And I'm not even going to worry about playing it in the 1 shield. I'm just going to throw this Brave Bird after they throw their first Sacred Sword, because I can always come in with Golisopod and Arrow Ace this as well. I do one more Sucker Punch and I try to catch a Sacred Sword. They don't fall for it, but in the back it's going to be a Shadow Drifblim, which Golisopod's going to be pretty good into. So we're going to be firing off the Liquidation. Liquidation, definitely the more energy efficient move. We get the defense drop and they don't throw. At first I was like, oh, why'd they not throw? Well, they're probably expecting X-Scissor, which is double resisted and would not KO from there. But we have Arrow Ace, so we are just set to win this game. I'm going to save my shield for Moltres. I can easily reach another Brave Bird, but you can see I actually just make the Ace here. Even able to throw at good timing, and Ace not the greatest move, but it's double super effective, so it nearly takes them out. Able to Sucker Punch down. That's the GG's. Well played. Alright, into the next one. Up against a Verizion lead. I mean, this is beautiful, right? We have 3 ways we can handle it, essentially. They come out with a Malamar. We have a hard punish for that with the Galarian Moltres, so I'm going to go ahead and stay in. Just get a little bit of energy on my Typhlosion. It's going to, like, always be good. Even if it's, like, a Gastrodon. Then Blast Burn's not going to quite 2-shot, but it's going to do a ton of damage. It's just, like, I think 40% or something. It's pretty wild. Anyways, we're going to just throw the Ancient Power here. I was thinking that I'd be able to Ancient Power and, like, one more Sucker Punch to take them out. But you can see, like, even with that superpower debuff, they do survive. They're going to be able to get their second superpower off, which will get my Moltres low, but we're already basically at the Brave Bird. So when they bring in Verizion, we're just going to fire it off immediately. They know they have to bring this into a Typhlosion, so they decided to just full-on sack the Verizion. In the back is going to be a Steelix, and we are set up really good here because we have our Golisopod, which is taking super effective damage from these Thunderfangs. But if we connect with a Liquidation, it should put them into farm down range for my Typhlosion, and Typhlosion already has energy, so we're going to easily reach double Blast Burns. We'd only need 3 more Incinerates. So yeah, they go ahead and let it through, and at this point, I'm just going to shield up my Typhlosion. Yeah, it's only a Psychic Fangs. It's not going to do that much, but at the same time, let's just make this nice and easy. 2 more Incinerates, takes out the Steelix, and that's GG's. Let's go. Yeah, man, I underestimated the fast move pressure from Typhlosion, because I've been running some Talonflame, right? They both have Incinerate, but it just hits so much harder from Typhlosion. It's kind of nuts. Steelix lead, they say swap out into a Primeape. They could have got the Rage Fist off into me, but Rage Fist, non-stab, not the hardest hitting move. I wasn't too worried about it. I wanted to go ahead and grab a shield with that Thunder Punch before coming in with my Golisopod. They're never making it through this Golisopod. We get to the Aero Aces in 5 every single time. They get to their Rage Fist in 4, but one of those attacks is going to KO and one of those is not. So we go ahead and tank 2 Rage Fist, throw this Aero Ace. They actually shield and then they swap out into Steelix, which is perfectly fine because we can just hit this with the Liquidation. The Primeape is going to be a little awkward in game because we know that our Sucker Punches from Moltres are resisted. So ideally, I would like to handle it here with the Typhlosion, but I also can't really shield up a Psychic Fangs. And they actually do go for the harder hitting Breaking Swipe, but they still get the full farm down. So when this Primeape comes back in, I thought the Thunder Punch, I started to question myself, like, will this Thunder Punch KO? We lose CMP, which I thought Typhlosion would win, but I guess not. And Thunder Punch is playing to take out. In the back, going to be the Annihilape, so double monkey team. But we're just going to make this Blast Burn. This Blast Burn is no joke. Puts them deep into the red. We can easily Sucker Punch down this ape, and that's a GG's. Yeah, I mean, Typhlosion, just an absolute unit there, putting in the work. Alright, so here we get to see the Shadow Feraligatr lead. Now, I mentioned we win the 1s and we win the 2s. We don't win the 0s. And I was thinking, you know, I got better answers in the back, so I do 2 Incinerates, and then I swap out. I think looking back, this is the wrong play, and you're gonna see some more Gators. So just hang on, I'm gonna show you the right play, but we're gonna just explore a little bit why that might be the wrong play. So they do stay in, they throw energy into my Golisopod, and then they come in with Corviknight. I don't know that Sky Attack one-shots a Golisopod, but it did feel a little bit weird for them to throw the full like crunch into my Golisopod. I think they could have just done some Shadow Claws and then come in with Corviknight and throw in the Aero Ace. Now I'm going to bring in my Moltres because I don't want to take the super effective sand attacks on Typhlosion trying to farm down, and instead I'm going to take the double resisted ones and just take 1 Sky Attack. Now in the back, it's going to be a Galarian Moltres, and this is a pretty common core with the Feraligatr. But this Feraligatr still has a lot of energy. My Typhlosion has a lot of work to do. We do land the Brave Bird, which is like step 1, right? And now I'm going to be at the back-to-back Thunder Punches. I'm not expecting them to shield this, but they do, which I guess makes sense, right? I could just Incinerate down the Moltres. So they're going to get this next Hydro off. This is the one. This is the one I did not expect them to shield, because now I'm at the back-to-backs. I know that my Typhlosion will win CMP, and they showed it. And it actually throws me for a loop because I should have swapped. I should have swapped here and got an energy lead on Moltres or forced them to throw into my Moltres. But since I just threw my Thunder Punch back to back, yeah, now they just win. They're going to get this Brutal Swing off here, and I'm just nowhere close to this Ancient Power. Unless they just think that Brutal Swing is going to KO and they throw the wrong move here, we don't win this. So that's going to be the play rough, and that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. Don't worry, we'll see another Gator lead, and I'll show you all the right way to play it. But first, we got another Bellibolt. What? I told you, two in 2 sets. I had to look back at the names. I was like, is it the same trainer? No, different outfit, different names, everything. So I don't know. Maybe it's an alt account. Who knows? Anyways, Blast Burn coming through. By the way, I think Bellibolt's a really good Pokemon. It just struggles so hard into the ground types because it only has electric type moves, but it has really nice bulk. It's able to raise its defense with the Parabolic Charge. It has Zap Cannon to nuke things. I think it's a good pick, but it's a risky pick too. So we do get switched. We don't bait this time, and they come out with an Annihilape. I'm going to go ahead and come with Golisopod, and it's going to be a Corviknight in the back. And we've already seen how my Moltres can just destroy this, right? Because we're double resisting The sand attack, sky attack, not the greatest move. You can see they're going to need 3 moves, right? I think they could go double Iron Head from this point, but regardless, they need 3 moves just to get through my Moltres. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Ancient Power, looking for that boost, and really just putting them lower on HP. They're going to get the next Sky Attack off, but at this point they're in Brave Bird range, and I also have a Liquidation banked. So if they shield this Brave Bird, it's not a big deal. We just come in and we combo play them. So they decide to go ahead and let it go through, and the game is over at this point. That's GG's. Well played, because that Annihilape is never making it through my Golisopod. Alright, here it is. Another Shadow Gator. Excuse me. Another Shadow Gator. We do always want to throw a good timing, so that means they're going to be able to throw first. But if we give them extra Shadow Claws, this matchup becomes a lot worse for Typhlosion. So we're going to go ahead and build up to the back-to-back Thunder Punches. And you can see there, I paused for just a second. I wanted to make sure that Shadow Claw was coming through, that they are not going to catch. And then I'm going to, again, just be looking to throw at good timing. I don't care if I have to go down 2 shields first. I just want to make sure that I'm winning this matchup. Again, I kind of paused there. Oh, this isn't even the one that I show y'all. I kind of paused there, but it looked like the game didn't update, at least to me. Maybe I didn't pause long enough. They come in with the Wheezing. Don't worry, I got a third one. So you get to see a lot of different plays here. Wheezing comes in. And I come in with my Golisopod. I'm like, okay, I can eat a Play Rough. I can eat a Overheat. I get Hyper Beamed, and honestly, it makes me panic. I was playing on Overfarming before I threw this Liquidation, and then I just click it because I was like, oh, Hyper Beam, I might be at 1 HP. I'm not. It's a non-stab move, so we survive it just fine. I end up undercharging a bit too much, and now I have an awkward decision. I can come in with Typhlosion, but I decided to come in with Moltres. It's going to be a Clefable in the back, and I'm just like, oh, that's not good. That's not good. I'm going to go ahead and Brave Bird it, and then I'm going to come in with my Typhlosion. We're at the Thunder Punch, and we do get it off against the Gator. This is great. This is actually really good. We get the Thunder Punch off against the Gator, but we're just so low that it doesn't matter what they have here. If it's Swift, if it's Meteor Mash, it's going to KO, and it is the Meteor Mash. And once again, Moltres just not going to be able to make the Ancient Powers. So, yeah, it's not even that I think the Gator lead is tough. It's just when it has fairies behind it, it gets tough. Don't worry. Like I said, there should be one more. There should be one more. And here it is. You see, I don't know. I'm not even going to make y'all wait. I'm not even going to make y'all wait. Shadow Gator lead. We play this exactly the same. They're going to throw first, and then we're going to throw one more Incinerate, followed by our Thunder Punch. Really just trying to be patient and make sure that Claw is coming through. It definitely did an update there, right? Like the Gator just kind of froze in like a downward position. It's like, okay, are you still attacking? I don't know. The game's great. The game's great. I love this game. So same thing, but this time, this is what you want to do. Don't throw that second Thunder Punch. They're always going to catch. I swear. I swear they're always going to catch. There was a 4th Gator that I didn't show here, and they caught as well. Do this. Always come in with the Golisopod. Golisopod's very neutral anyways, so it's going to at least have some play, and you're not going to waste your Typhlosion's energy. If it's a fairy type, then great. Golisopod gets to fight one of the fairy types. Instead, it's going to be a Steelix this time. We do connect with the second Liquidation, and we actually go down simultaneously there. And so now I have a decision to make. Do I come in with my Typhlosion? If so, I can't throw the Incinerate. I'm expecting them to come in with the Gator, so I come in with the Moltres, and I'm hoping, since the last one had Crunch, that this one does too, but it's actually going to be the Ice Beam, which is kind of crazy. They come in now with the Venusaur, and we just win from this point, right? They're at 5 Vine Whips, so I do need to throw this Blast Burn immediately, but we can just go for this combo. We know that Gator just offloaded all of its energy, so we are 1 Incinerate away from this next Thunder Punch. We didn't waste our energy, so we're going to get there, and we're going to win that game. So yes, it's possible. That one didn't have fairies behind it, which definitely helped, but that's the play you want to make at 100% of the time. 100% of the time. Pull the first shield, build up to the double Thunder Punches, and then catch. Alright, Steelix lead. I'm going to go ahead and no-shield this first one. It's going to be the Psychic Fangs. Again, just making sure that I throw on good timing. Yeah, I could have, like, thrown, like, immediately. I don't know. You don't want to do that. You just want to throw a good timing. This Psychic Fangs would be pretty close to KOing. I'm not sure if it would. I do one more Incinerate and then the Blast Burn. I recognize I'm not going to win the 2-shields here. Or at least, you know, I'm not going to win if they 2-shield. Maybe if I would have shielded the first Psychic Fangs, I don't know. Maybe we outpace. But I'm going to go ahead and come with Golisopod. Unfortunately, these Shadow Claws are just not doing it. They're going to make another Psychic Fangs if I don't throw. So I am going to go ahead and throw this Aerial Ace here. I'll have a little bit of residual energy, but I am debuffed. But the debuff really doesn't matter when a Corviknight's coming through and doing the resisted sand attacks. Liquidation is going to come through. And they're going to throw here. Now I could shield this and I could get another Liquidation off. It's not going to KO. I decided I want to save shields for Moltres. Moltres up energy and up shields is really good, right? Really good. Like up a shield, it could beat a fairy type because of Brave Bird plus Extra Power KOs most fairy types. Instead, it's going to be a Mandibuzz. I tried to focus on timing and I don't know. I blew it. I blew it, to be honest. So now we're going to have to shield this Aerial Ace, which is annoying, but I can still come in with my Typhlosion. Make it to this Thunder Punch to take, or yes, it should take out the Mandibuzz. All they have left is the Corviknight, which does Sand Attack down. They threw energy, so they're not like loaded on energy. I'm not sure if 2 Sky Attacks will KO from this range. We're going to see how much this first one does. And if it's close, we're just going to throw this Brave Bird. Yeah, it looks like it would be very close. It would put us in like a couple Sand Attacks down range. So we just throw the Brave Bird, and that's going to be GG's. Plenty to take out the bulky Corviknight in the Ultra League, which felt great. So yeah, I had success. Played 2 sets with it yesterday. I played with it before as well. Got me up to 30-72. So yeah, both positive sets. I don't know, man. This team is just fun too. It's just fun to play. And that's what I'm looking for in a team. I just wish Qs weren't so bad in Ultra League. So play Ultra League, everybody. Do it. Please. Please help me out with the Qs. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like and a comment down below to help the channel grow. Thank you to my channel members for your support. And until next time, this is ChillisFM reminding you to always keep pushing forward.